시간 되면 아르바이트 한번 해볼래?
아르바이트?
페이가 그렇게 세지는 않은데 의미 있는 일이야.
야, 돈 되고 의미 없는 일 없냐?
Sound familiar? We know. Conversations like these can be a punch in the gut for any creative that's wanted to make their mark without going bust, right? Hi, we're the Dastaan Crows.
And we bring you tales and insights on art and culture that lurk in the shadows of the mainstream.
So let's crow.
Today we take you into the world of Korean director Shin Su-won's 2021 film Hommage. Starring Parasite alum Lee Jung-eun, the film centers around Ji-won, a struggling filmmaker whose third and recent venture Ghostman has bombed badly.
Really badly. This makes her the target of snide trolling from her son.
근데 이 제목이 왜 이래? 제목만 봐도 구려. 유령인간도 그래서 안 된 거야. 제목을 잘 지어야지. 그냥 유령 영화가 돼버렸잖아.
She isn't spared by her obnoxious husband either.
왜 돈 안 보내?
너도 요즘 네가 벌어 써라. 어? 영화를 10년씩이나 했으면 좀 그 정도는 벌어야 되는 거 아니야?
나도 벌었어. 나도 조금 벌었잖아.
응, 잘했어. 좀 더 열심히 해서 많이 벌어.
Adding insult to injury is her best friend slash producer, whose dwindling faith in Ji-won comes with a side of ballad snark.
이 영화 1,000만 넘었대. 부러워?
글쎄, 1,000만이라는 숫자가 너무 커가고 실감이 안 된다.
부러워해야 정상인 거야.
So this is Ji-won at the beginning of Hommage, aging, defeated, and paranoid. Plagued by a kind of writer's block that's crippled her understanding of simple auxiliary verbs. She finally relents and takes up that low-stakes, meaningful gig, and it involves restoring a forgotten 1962 feature, A Woman Judge, by one of Korea's pioneering female filmmakers, Hong Eun-won, kickstarting her unlikely call to misadventure. The arduous restoration efforts serve as a time machine of sorts, propelling Ji-won and the audience on a nostalgia-riddled cinematic ride down forgotten bylanes, dilapidated theatres, and dusty film archives as she attempts to locate Eun-won's former comrades, colleagues, and elusive traces of this incomplete film with zero idea of what she's getting into.
So Ji-won quickly realizes the enormity of the task she's undertaken. Not only is the sound in some scenes partially missing, entire chunks of A Woman Judge have vanished into thin air.
아, 몇 군데 좀 있어요.
촬영을 안 한 거 아닌가요?
아이, 나 흐름이 끊기는 게 좀 이상하다고 싶었는데.
At one point, while searching for the missing film negatives of A Woman Judge, Ji-won meets the projectionist of a crumbling single-screen theatre where the film ran decades ago. But currently it plays... Yup. A stark reminder of the tussle between the cultural erasures of the old world and the economics of keeping afloat in modern times.
아 근데 프린터를 찾으신다고?
예, 여판사라는 영화 프린트요.
아 여배우는 있는데 그런 건 본 적이 없는데.
Ji-won's search is officially underway after landing on a clue penciled into Eun-won's old diary. This brings her to the threshold of Cafe Myeongdong, a bygone-era hotspot for artists in the 60s. The owner of the cafe, who used to be a film stills photographer, leads her to Eun-won's editor and close friend Oki, who turns out to be a crucial link in her quest to take her restoration efforts to the end. Su-won draws parallels between both Ji-won and Eun-won's career trajectories, when the former can't help but see the writing on the wall for her own ambitions.
홍 감독님. 세 번째 작품까지 찍고 아무것도 할 수가 없었다는 게. 감독님은 유령인간이 몇 번째 영화죠?
세 번째예요. 제 마지막 영화일지도 모르죠, 뭐.
So here we are, right with Ji-won, when she feels haunted by Eun-won's ghost as her own fears of fading into professional oblivion surface. When she's nagged by her son to be financially stable,
엄마 돈 많이 버시라고요.
저 이거 완전히 노골적이다.
When a husband whines about their marital problems,
저보다 늦게 일어납니다. 그러니 신우를
내 말이
부부의 정을 나누는 시간은 전혀 없는 것입니다.
나다나 정이 없.
when a mother-in-law berates her for falling short on her domestic duties,
아, 예, 그럼요.
come to think of it, even when her frequently absent young female neighbor may have died by suicide. Or not.
Ji-won's work stresses and social alienation go on a collision course with her familial struggles, taking an unexpected toll on her body.
엄마 왜 그래?
And yet, the minute she comes around, her first words are,
아, 나 녹음하러 가야 되는데.
응?
몇 시야?
because of course, how many chances do women filmmakers get to shoot their shot?
Word. Okay, folks, lock in. We're going back in time for a bit. Hommage echoes the Korean film industry's historical inequities and gendered gaps in opportunities, which once led to a conscious collaboration between women filmmakers. Female-led collectives like Kaidu Club and Barato focused on expanding knowledge and networking while also addressing labor issues and activism through independent film. According to a Korean Film Council report, only 1 out of 35 films with a major budget was directed by a female director in 2023. This appears more bleak when seen in context of how 60% of theatre and film school students nationwide are women. So, where do all these women disappear?
Im Soo-le, acclaimed director of films like Waikiki Brothers and Little Forest, once said that her own film career was concurrent to the changes in Korean society. But there's no escaping the boys' club even today. Director Shin Su-won was surprised to discover the existence of South Korea's largely uncredited female filmmakers like Sun-won, Park Nam-ok, and Choi Eun-hee when she first took on the documentary project Yoja Manse, or Women with a Camera, in 2011. It was the erasure of the work of these directors that inspired Su-won to imbue Hommage with its recurring symbolism of women being a forgotten footnote on a page that's long been flipped.
In a scene that Su-won has perhaps recreated from her own experiences on the documentary, Ji-won spends a day with the editor of A Woman Judge, played by the brilliant Lee Joo-sil.
촬영하는 일을 했었는데 그래서 그거 했어. 그거. 영화 말씀하시는 거예요? 영화. 아이고 참. 내가 이제 죽을 때가 됐나 봐. 영화라는 말도 잊어버리고.
The editor casually mentions the various superstitions that plagued women with film ambitions back in the day.
나도 편집실에 가면 아침부터 여자가 재수 없이 편집실에 들어온다고. 이 소금을 뿌리고 그랬던 시절이었으니까. 지금은 많이 좋아졌지? 그때보다는요.
In 1955, Korea's first female director, Park Nam-ok, faced a similar situation where she was only allowed to release her debut, The Widow, after the new year because theatres opening the year with a woman-led film were considered unlucky. Nam-ok wrote and filmed The Widow, a progressive, drama-heavy exploration of female desire, deemed too scandalous in the 50s, amidst the mounting censorship pressures of the time.
왜 이게 장면이 없어졌던 걸까요?
검열이 걸렸겠지. 거기 여자 담배 피고 있잖아.
아유 어이가 없네 정말.
예전엔 그랬어. 검열에 걸려서 마구 잘려나갔었다고.
In a bid to cut costs, Nam-ok worked the set while also preparing meals for the whole crew, with her 6-month-old strapped to her back the entire time.
You're joking, right?
Motherhood is not a joke. After The Widow's commercial failure, not only was Nam-ok forced to pull the plug on her filmmaking ambitions, the last reel of the film was also never found, cutting off the end abruptly, just like her career.
Nam-ok's struggles paved the way for Sun-won to navigate the same systemic pressures and keep the hustle going for more. Sun-won's A Woman Judge tackles the delicate story of Korea's first woman judge, Wang Yun-suk, a champion of gender equality in family law.
Oh wow, that's cool. Say more.
Well, she died.
Whoa, how?
She was allegedly poisoned by her own husband.
It's always the husband.
Anyway, despite the story being based on real life events, Sun-won was compelled to make the film more palatable for conservative audiences.
아니 그럼 저 판사가 죽었다는 거예요?
근데 그 실제 사건이랑 영화는 다르게 해피엔딩으로 끝나요. 독살당한 내용은 없고 시부모에게 효도하고 사랑받으면서 열심히 일하는 그런 현대 여성으로 그려지거든요.
그 당시에 슈퍼우먼이었겠네요.
It was a glaring oversight that a woman judge lay unrecognized for so long. But what's even more tragic is that it took Sun-won 16 years of working with her successful male counterparts for the chance to direct her first film at 40.
We're talking about a time when #women in male fields was not a TikTok trend. Alright then, now for the final and most fascinating of the three. Choi Eun-hee and her bulky directorial portfolio with films like The Girl Raised as a Future Daughter-in-Law and A Princess's One-Sided Love.
That sounds like me and Jude Bellingham.
I thought we were not going to talk about this publicly. Moving on, did you know she was also one of South Korea's top actors at the time? But this was all before her very dramatic abduction by the North Korean government in 1978.
What?
Yes, Eun-hee was in fact kidnapped by Kim Jong-il and used as bait to lure her successful filmmaker ex-husband, Shin Sang-ok.
The husband. Again.
In captivity, the duo made a bunch of propaganda films under the guidance of the future dictator, including a spin on the Japanese Godzilla films called Pulgasari in 1986, now recognized as a cult relic.
Following a very filmy chase sequence on the streets of Vienna, Choi and her partner did manage to escape to their home country, but her reputation and cinematic legacy are often overshadowed by her dramatic exploits off-screen. But unlike Choi Eun-hee, who has a lengthy Wikipedia page to her name, Sun-won and Namok are largely missing from the annals of South Korean film history.
아빠가 뭐라는 줄 알아? 꿈꾸는 여자랑 살면 외로워진대. 엄마는 엄마 꿈만 중요하지.
In Hommage, while Su-won addresses the gendered struggles of choosing to be a creative professional in a conservative patriarchal society, the film also works as a quiet elegy for cinema that is more imaginative than speaking exclusively to cinephiles. Here's looking at you, film bros. There's no lilting romanticism of setting up a tortured artist on a pedestal with an untenable dream.
왼쪽이 감독이면 오른쪽은 PD인 거야, PD. 알아? 안 그러면 쭉 가라앉는다고.
가라. 모두 가라.
It's a nudge, a thigh-slapping ironic gag of hanging in there, building intergenerational solidarities and gathering unexpected allies. A rare spotlight on women who chase their career ambitions instead of just cosplaying domesticity. The messy choice of living with social censure and routine indignity. Because being homely wives and mothers is simply not enough.
자넨 끝까지 살아남아.
Okay, that's all, crows. For more Dastaans like this, you can like, share and subscribe to our channel, Dastaan Crows.
I still don't know why we're calling it that.
Should have gone with Raging Ravens,
I think that's already taken.
Manic Minas,
More like lazy lomris.
Culture Kabutars.
Let's keep workshopping this. Until next time.